Sweden, which will assume the rotating EU presidency next month. You understand? Sweden's going to be the head of the EU next month as they push for a carbon tax, as they prepare for WHO pandemic level 6. They haven't announced it yet, folks, but a lot more mainstream publications are picking it up. Time magazine picked it up today, said, oh, we're probably going there. Oh, because of Australia, we really need to declare this pandemic level 6, in which case you have no individual human rights whatsoever by their own pandemic planning documents. Their own documents in 1.5.1 of pandemic preparedness planning. They state you will be quarantined. You will be compulsory vaccinated. You will take off-site drugs. We will take your homes and buildings and use them as makeshift hospitals. And you will not have any individual freedom. Zero. In fact, that's what international law is all about. That's what this globalization is all about. That's why I'm fighting it tooth and nail. It's deeming an inexpensive way of helping the environment without resorting to costly new infrastructure and technology. Bull. Look, I'm all for new infrastructure. I'm all for solar power. I'm all for electric cars, but they don't want that. They're not here for 0-point energy. Do you honestly believe they want you to have the power to create your own energy? They don't want to stick you with a power bill every month? Do you honestly believe they don't want to tax you on every single thing you do? The taxes now aren't enough. You can't see. They want even more control. All right, let's take another couple calls. Let's go to Michelle in Texas. Michelle, you're on the line.
Be good, sheep, and send Alex Jones
all right,
your money.
We'll see you later. Oh, see you later. See, his name's Michelle because he's a not-so-pretty little princess, folks. Let's go to Kyle. Kyle, you're on the air. Yes, Kyle.
How's it going, Jason?
All right.
Yeah, you touched on some really good points there. I have 3 points now that you just touched on. My first thing is I actually just sent an email to my representative for the 1207 HR. Sent me an email back. Basically, was talking about what the Federal Reserve is really about, and I'll take more consideration in this. And he's like, talking about some other transparency bill that's being effective. I forget what the HR is, the bill, but he seemed to be a little interested in looking into it due to the fact that there's now 209.
It's HR 1207, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, no. The one that he was talking about was Government Transparency Act. I forget which one it was about.
All right, I'm going to hold you over. We're going to talk about these issues on the other side. The mainstream media now picking up that 1207 is a reality, and it does have some co-sponsors. But remember, if we audit the Fed, that will shut them down, and then there'll be utter chaos. The economy will even be worse. I mean, California's getting ready to fold right now under Governor Schwarzenegger. We're going to get to that on the other side. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, prisonplanet.tv, and my blog, theinfowarrior.com. We are back on the eve of the money bomb, June 10th, 2009, and we're talking to Kyle in Wisconsin. Kyle, continue.
Yes, I was just talking about the bill, and the representative in my district who seems to be on board with the 1207, hopefully he's going to be able to look into it more. Like Alex said today, that this bill is historically what we need. I mean, I'm kind of worried in the fact if let's say it does get voted in and everything like that, and the Fed might misconstrued numbers and stuff like that. I mean, that's the one thing I have in my mind with if ever get affected, they could misinterpret things.
Well, you know what? Gerald Celente called in or was a guest on last night, and I thank you for the call. And he talked about how, this really isn't going to go anywhere. This is for people like us. And I made the point, well, Gerald, actually what it'll do is it will force the mainstream media to cover this, even in a negative light. Right. And it will give us the opportunity to show people, hey, look at this bill. This bill makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Why is it being demonized in the media? Why was it vetoed? Why didn't it ever take off? Why didn't the media act like this was important? And it just further shows how corrupt they are and how they are owned by the same entities. The media and the government and the corporations, unfortunately, are in bed in something that they had a conference on that ended today in Canada called the New World Order, but it doesn't exist. I mean, it's only called adapting to the New World Order. Charlie Rose there of his little program, Bilderberg member, being a moderator, people like Madeleine Albright speaking, majors in the Canadian government up on stage talking about globalization and sustainability. Sustainability means a bunch of us have to die and the rest of us have to be slaves. That's a fact. I thank you for the call. Let's go to Deep Politics. Deep, you're on the air.
Jason. How you doing, Jason?
I'm all right.
Yeah, listen, I wanted to pass on a story to you tonight and to your listeners that just came over the wires at the San Francisco Chronicle website regarding a Virginia man who allegedly made some death threats towards the Oakland and BART police over the Infowars website. Are you familiar with that story?
Yeah, I am familiar with that story. And I mean, what he said, you know, he should go to jail for it. He said he was going to go there and shoot the guy. He said that he wanted to kill him. Yeah, no. Listen, you can't make death threats anywhere. Listen, that's why we don't need the Cyberbullying Act. Okay, there are already laws in place that if you physically threaten somebody's well-being, he threatened some cops that he didn't like, and the cops were deplorable for what they did, but you don't say, I'm going to go shoot them in the head and go kill their families. I read those quotes, and you know what? The guy needed to be dealt with. Look, we have crazies in every sect of society. They're not just going to, Infowars.com. They're going to Hannity's website. They're going to Limbaugh's website. But the media loves it. They love to jump on it when somebody that goes to the Infowars website, whether they're pro-Infowars or negative Infowars, like the guy out in Pennsylvania that capped those cops. He hated us. He said we were, covering up for some ridiculous agenda, a lot like this other guy out there who just shot this security guard, and they pounce on it. The mainstream media loves to pounce when Infowars is in a negative connotation. But where are all the people that commit crimes that are Limbaugh fans? Where are all the people that commit crimes that are Glenn Beck fans? They're out there. There's 300 million people in this country, right? I mean, come on.
Right. Well, they all belong to the same media complex, the corporate media complex. And so I just wanted to pass that on to you, and I hopefully maybe you can post it on your website.
All right, you got it. Thank you so much for the call. We're going to go to Robert in Georgia, Mark in Oregon, Jonah in New York, and more on the other side. Cindy Sheehan in studio. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas. Go check out my latest blog. You need to see this. If you haven't seen Glenn Beck literally pledging his allegiance to lies, to misinformation, you need to go there now. We'll be back after this.